Your home network might be currently guarded by a cheap plastic box provided by your internet provider. It's a basic, limited black box from a generic manufacturer or sometimes even from a known brand, but it's something that you can't control. But what if I tell you that you can replace this with a professional grade open source powerhouse? Today, we're looking at OPNsense. OPNsense is more than just a firewall. It's a security platform that can handle everything from VPN and traffic shaping to high-end intrusion detection systems. Whether you're running on a dedicated mini PC, Raspberry Pi, or virtualizing inside Proxmox, as we're going to do, OPNsense will give you total visibility over your network. So let's look at why this is the first thing you should install in your home lab. So first, let us understand our setup here. We are running Proxmox on our mini PC, and we are going to create a new VM to run OPNsense. It is very important that if you want to make this VM your router, your firewall, that your physical computer have two network cards. So the first network card would be connected to your internal network, connected to your switch, and the second network card will be connected to your ISP, to your internet provider router or um, fiber converter, whatever you have at home. So this is very important. This is the first step. In my case here, in my mini PC, I have a USB Ethernet adapter. So I use the internal onboard one to the LAN, and when I use the USB adapter. Once we have it running, we'll be able to create our rules that will protect our network from external access. And we can even block inter-network access. So for example, if you have a IoT VLAN, you can block access from the IoT devices to your home network. Okay, so let's head to Proxmox and create our VM. Top right hand corner, create VM. We are going to give it a name, OPNsense. We enable this option to start at boot. So whenever your physical device reboots, this VM will be powered on automatically. We can change the order later, but let's just at least mark this option here. Then we can click next. The ISO image. So we have the previous video on how to create a VM. So you have the option to upload, to download directly. So it's up to you. I have the image downloaded here already. So the OPNsense 2612. Important thing, OPNsense is not a Linux OS. It's free BSD. So you need to change the OS here to other. All right. So otherwise, other stuff will break. Graphics card we can leave default. Uh, Machine type we change to Q35. BIOS we change to OVMF. EFI storage, and this is also very important. Uncheck the pre-enroll keys, otherwise your image won't boot because this pre-enrolled key is like Microsoft Secure Boot, whatever. So just uncheck this and you'll be safe. SCSI controller, we can leave the default. We just select the QEMU agent K, we hit next. The disk device, we can change to SCSI. Size, we can change to 20 gig. It's more than enough. The cache, again, we set to write back with the discard option. Next. The host, CPU type, we change to host, and then we give it 2 cores, more than enough. Next, memory, we give it 4 gig. We uncheck the ballooning device. Network, right now we have just one network available. I'll show you later how to add. The only thing here we change to the VirtIO let's say, model driver, then we can just confirm that everything is okay. We can check the option to start after create and then click finish. So in a few seconds, we see the VM here, and then we go to console, we see it booting. So now just a few seconds and it will boot. If you had, for example, any previous installation, you could press any key here and start the uh, configuration importer. But in our case, it's a brand new VM, brand new setup. So we can just ignore. And now it's prompting you if you want the manual interface assignment. I suggest you hit whatever key you want to hit, because then we can manually assign the interfaces. Otherwise, you might lose access if if your PC is already connected to your network. You might lose access because the OPNsense services will start, so you can have issues. So in this case here, just hit enter, and you will be able to assign manually an interface. Just say no to the lag. We're not doing any interface aggregation right now. Same for VLANs, just say no. Here you can see that the installation found one interface, the VT-Net0. That is the interface we have available at the moment, but we don't want to assign it. So here we just hit enter, and then it will like say, okay, I won't assign anything. Otherwise, you can type A for auto detection, or you type VT-Net0 to assign that interface to be the WAN interface. But in this case, just hit enter. Yeah, fine. We don't have any LAN interface, so we just hit enter again. Another enter is just like optional interface. Okay, it's confirming that no interface will be assigned. Fine. And then we type Y, yes, that we want to proceed. And okay, we wait a bit more. Right. So what happens now is that OPNsense is running in live mode. Whatever change you do, it won't be saved because again, it's a live mode. So what we need to do is we need to log in as this installer user. Then it will trigger the proper OPNsense installation. Here we just log in as installer with the password OPNsense, and then the proper installer will come up. Just follow the standards and we wait. Once the installation finishes, it's going to prompt you to change the root password. So you can just, of course, hit enter here and set your password. And once you're done, you can just complete the install, and then you can reboot or power down the system. What I'm doing here is I'm going to remove the installer image, so it will boot directly from the disk. After a reboot, it should be fine. Let's see. Okay. Let me confirm. Oh, okay. I don't think the boot image was the installer image was removed. So okay, let's just stop the VM, shut it down. Fine. And then okay, now it's gone. Now we can power it back on to make sure that we are booting from the hard disk, from the hard drive, from our fresh install. Okay, all good. We can log in with our root and the password that we set previously, and that's it. Congrats, you have OPNsense installed. So you can see that we don't have any interface assigned. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the additional interface we have, the additional physical interface we have to that VM. So we need to go here, and I'll show that we don't have anything. We don't have any other network available, like the bridge available. So we need to go to the physical node to PVE2 under network, we can see that we have NIC0. This is the physical adapter. VMBR0 is the Linux bridge that is connected to the physical adapter. So what we need to do is we need to create a Linux bridge. You see that the name is automatically VMBR1 after the 0, of course. We make this VLAN aware, and then the bridge port will be the physical interface. So we just come back here, we copy this name, and again, create Linux bridge, VLAN aware, and then we paste here that name, and then we need to apply the configuration so it will run properly. And now we can see the port assigned to that bridge. So here we just add a comment to know that this is the USB adapter, and this will be the WAN interface. And then apply configuration again. So back to OPNsense, we go again, add network device. We see the VMBR1. We select that one. We change the model to VirtIO, and then we click add, and hopefully it will be showing up. Yep, there we go. So we can just hit enter and go back to the menu. Now again, no, no. So in our case here, we are not assigning the WAN interface for now. We're just assigning the LAN interface. So when it prompts you for the WAN interface, we just hit enter. For the LAN interface, we enter VTnet1. Just confirming that you're going to assign VTnet1 for LAN. We type yes, and there we go. So by default, the IP will be 192.168.1.1, but of course we can change it. So here we just entered the menu option 2 to assign an IP address to that interface. So in this case, we're going to assign an IP address to the LAN interface via DHCP. So we just hit Y. Do we want to set IPv6? We say no. Enter for none. Do we want to change from HTTPS to HTTP? No. Same for the self-signed certificate. Not for now. Restore GUI access. We didn't change anything, so no. Okay, so we just wait for the system to apply the IP change, and it's back to the default menu with the IP it got from our DHCP server. So now we can just go to your browser, enter the IP you see there, so 192.168.197. We see the certificate error, and that's it. You have OPNsense installed. So just enter the root user and the password that you set up during the installation. And there we go. And for our next video, I'm going to show you how to use OPNsense. So we are going to create our PPPoE settings. We are going to create our first firewall rules, DHCP scopes, interface, VLANs. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.